You're locked in jail. Everyone around you is getting sick. What are your rights? Hi, I'm Northern Virginia criminal defense attorney Scott Nolan, and I'm here to talk to you about prisoners during the COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, you should know that as of yet, there has been no outbreak of COVID-19 in prisons and jails in Virginia. That's the good news. The bad news, of course, is that this disease spreads easily, and it spreads most easily among large groups of people who come into regular contact with each other. And that description fits jails and prisons to a T. One of the things we criminal defense attorneys are most concerned with is the health of our clients while they're in jail. The potential for tragedy is obvious. So here's what's going on. First of all, courts are doing everything they can to review and release people who might qualify for early release or who don't really need to be held in jail or in prison. Now, mostly this is people with non-violent offenses and people with any sort of serious medical history. The courts are not simply letting them go en masse, which seems to be the story I hear from many people, but they are asking lawyers, look, if you've got anybody in that you think we should review for an early release, let us know. Now, before you start calling every lawyer you know, understand that this does not apply to people with serious criminal histories, and it does not apply to people with violent offenses. It does apply to people with minor offenses, misdemeanors, and serious medical histories. Even then, the courts aren't simply letting them go. They are going through a review process. At least that's how it's happening here in Northern Virginia, which is all that I can speak to from personal experience. In addition, for those that will remain in jail during the pandemic, the jails themselves are doing quite a bit. They don't yet, at least jails in Northern Virginia, don't yet have test kits to test for the coronavirus, but they are testing people for some of the obvious symptoms, fevers, for instance. They're taking the temperature of every inmate every day, trying to keep a good lid on it. They're also trying to restrict the movements of prisoners even more than they already are, and make sure that their own population is as healthy as possible. What about people that work in prisons? Well, I do know that the prisons are doing a lot of education with them about staying clean, about frequent hand washing. They're wearing gloves. But I don't believe that they're yet wearing masks. I hope that they go to that very, very soon. People who work in prisons and other places with a lot of dense population. By the way, when I say prisons, I am including the large population of people in jail. Jails and prisons are different. But any of these jail workers, prison workers, really ought to be wearing masks. And we ought to be providing the masks to them. And they ought to be treated just like medical professionals who are in the hospitals, because the chance for them to be the vector of this disease is pretty high. All right, if you have any questions about precautions that are being taken or rights of your loved ones in jail or in prison during this time, please give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. And you stay safe.